So I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring of this whole evolutionary psychology debate. We're talking about the survival value of different behaviors, and how did these things evolve. And I remember conference reports a while back. We had some video where we talked about the four F's of evolution. There's fighting, fleeing, fornicating, and I forget the fourth one. But he talked about how they can be thought of in terms of um, in terms of like the four proteins of DNA, and like and like how and that's an interesting way to think about it because then you account for emergence because like DNA, it's like you can't it's like you take these four proteins, you put them in any sort of combination, and produce all kinds of genetic variants, and so yeah, that's why I think that you look at survival value of certain behaviors, but then you have to account for the emergence of higher orders of behavior. That from survival comes higher orders of needs. Like you have, I think Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of human needs is actually kind of an evolutionary account. Yeah, I mean you have survival at the bottom, but then there's also interpersonal needs. There's emotional needs. There's security needs. There's success needs. There's self-actualization needs. Um, and so it's like that kind of brings me to one of my biggest disagreements with sort of the neo-Darwinian take on evolution, that reduces everything to survival value, because I see life as not just being geared towards survival, but towards thriving. Um, and I guess my best evidence for that is if you look at bacteria, there doesn't seem to be a lot of reason, from a survival perspective, of why we would need to evolve any further than bacteria. Bacteria are, for all intents and purposes, immortal. I mean, they can go and exchange DNA with one another to fix any broken protein chains. They can divide themselves, to duplicate themselves without a partner. They're very efficient at survival, um, and so if you're just looking at the the sort of harsh forces of natural selection, it's hard to account for why they would evolve into complex organisms, multi-celled organisms that actually have like mortality, or are able to die, and feel pain. And there's it seems very hard to account for that if you're looking at just survival value. But if you look at it from the notion of thriving, that by becoming more complex, like, becoming multicellular organisms that have feelings and emotions, able to feel pleasure and pain, and all the way up to organisms like us that can contemplate our own existence. Um, there, that sort of move towards more greater complexity allows them to realize greater value in their life. There's a lot more. There's a sort of move towards the higher level realization at a great cost of greater pain. I mean, and it's true at all levels. I mean, you get to the point of beings that can contemplate their own existence, then you have existential angst. You know, there are no. I very much doubt that you have any existentialist worms. You know, but there's, but the You don't have dogs who have an identity crisis or anything like that. But they're, at the same time, those things come with greater levels of value. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think that evolution, since to me it indicates sort of what Whitehead calls eros, sort of that drive towards uh, higher levels of realization of value, greater uh, the realization of greater beauty in life, even at the cost of greater pain. So that's my thoughts for now. Peace.